Hey guys, welcome to Riggs Garage. I was driving down the street one day and there were some free tires in the driveway right here, and I went to inquire about them because they would fit my projects. And when I ran around the back, I saw this. Check it out. This is my neighbor Joe's 1961 Mercury Comet GASSER. Let's go over this whole thing together today with Joe. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody watching this. Leave comments below if you have questions, and I will get them answered. Here we go.
And I thought I was going to have to work on my gas gauge, but when I put gas in it, it come up to half a tank. I said, well, I guess I got the gas gauge hooked up.
Oh, she rides like a vehicle with leaf springs. I like it.
Let you know it's there.
It's not too loud in here either.
No, surprising.
Yeah. Well, shoot, you might even add air conditioning in this.
I thought about it. I've got an old air conditioned unit that come out of a Mustang.
Like an under-dash unit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I've had a couple show cars where if you take them out, you got to spend the first hour of the show shining and cleaning. I decided I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to buff out the paint, buff out the rust. That's what you get. Well, I was just building an old school gasser the way we used to build them back in the late 60s.
Yeah.
That was the whole intent. I wanted to go old school. I bought it because my sons were bugging me because I'd been building Volkswagens for so long, and they've all got hot rods. Dad, you got to build one more hot rod. So I started looking for a Chevy too. You can't afford one. I found this in Excelsior Springs, $250.
Oh my gosh. What kind of condition was it in?
What you see.
Nice.
It had the original 6-cylinder sitting in the frame rails, wasn't bolted in, transmission, sit down on the ground, 13-inch wheels and tires.
Yeah. Pulled
it up on my trailer, took it home, rolled it off. My neighbor come down, what are you going to do with that? I'm going to make a hot rod. So I called my sons up and told them, I said, I bought me a body. What'd you buy, Dad? I said, a 61 Mercury Comet. Oh, Dad, it's a Ford. No, it's a Mercury. So then I started looking for a 460 Ford engine to put in it. Couldn't find one that ran. Found a 403 Oldsmobile engine that did run. We fired it up in the guy's barn on the floor, and it rattled across the floor. So I bought it, brought it home. I was working on a gravel driveway, put 6 sheets of 3/4 plywood on the gravel. I had the engine in and out of this car 7 times, fabricating the mounts and the cross members and all that. Cut the nose of it out where the radiator support, cut it out so I didn't have to lift the engine up so high. Got it in, finally got it set down where I wanted it. Then I moved. So it still had, I had the straight axle under it, still had the stock Comet rear end under it. Straight axle come out of a 56 Chevy pickup truck. I narrowed it 6 1/4 inches. So I measured off the frame. I used the Chevrolet cast steel mounts. They're welded in, bolted in. Probably easier on this side.
Yeah.
See, that's the stock Chevrolet off the truck. I made plates that would bolt to, and then welded the plates to the car, and then bolted that to it. It's 56 Chevy gearbox. Made the bracket, cut the hole, made the bracket to bolt it in. Cut the shaft, cut the Comet shaft, married the two together.
And then what the leaf springs come out of?
They're stock 56, but the bottom would come out of a Bronco, the helper spring.
Okay.
Couldn't find headers to fit it, so I took the stock exhaust and it came together, and I cut it apart and brazed plates on it so I could have single manifold on each side. Fabricated my own mounts. Put the collector on it so I could dump it if I wanted to, which I like driving it that way. 4.5 4" 15 Kragers.
4" 15. And then what do you have on the back?
They're stock Chevrolet 15 by 7, I think.
Yeah,
Steel
probably.
wheel. Cheater slicks.
Pie crust, look at that.
Crust.
Awesome.
Rear end come out of a 99 Blazer. Supposed to be posi track. Had disc brakes on it.
Disc brakes?
I didn't want to run disc brakes on the back and drums on the front, and I couldn't run disc on the front because of my little baby Kragers.
Yep.
Springs come out of a 92 Isuzu Trooper. Ladder bars I built. Hanger I had to redo for the back of the spring. The front of the spring bolted right in using the existing bolt and mount, and I just moved it forward because these springs were attached a touch shorter. Cutting the wheel well?
Yeah, you cut the wheel well.
Yeah, I cut the wheel wells. I got it sitting where I thought it would ride at the right height. Then I came from the center of the axle and drew me a line, and I just cut it out, and then I took a piece of flat bar and cut it into shape to fit, and welded it all through here, ground it down, did a little bit of body work. Bought the spray paint from a place over in Independence. I took them a sample of the original color, and they matched it. And I've got it in a spray can. And they also matched the blue for the dash and the doors. Old school roll bar I built. My wife bought me the low back buckets for my birthday. Originally I was going to run the bucket, the old bench seat, and I was rebuilding it. And she bought me these, and then I didn't want to run carpet on the floor. So I got online on the Home Depot. I bought a roll of it. It was 7 foot wide, 17 foot long, $100 delivered. So that's what my floor is. It comes from Home Depot. Not only is the car done, the trunk's done.
And this thing wasn't rusty, was it?
No.
Did you have to do floors or anything?
Nope.
Wow.
Surface rust, it's got a little rusty hole there. Trunk has got rust on the edge, but
it's not coming apart though.
nope.
Let's have a look at the top of the hood real quick and then we'll pop it.
This was the first thing I bought when I got the car home. The next day I ordered that Thunderbolt hood.
That sets the attitude.
Yeah.
Are you gonna paint it?
No.
Just leave it?
Leave it.
Drag race it. All right, we got more to unpackage here.
Oh yeah. 403 Oldsmobile engine, shoehorned in, moved back about 6 inches.
So that's why the trans tunnel was rebuilt in there?
Yeah, I cut the floor out and then I had to do something, so I built the tunnel. The shifter didn't come with the plastic cover, so I built the aluminum cover to cover the shifter. And
then you built a shroud.
Built a shroud.
Aluminum radiator from Speedway.
Yep. Master cylinder's out of a 250 Ford pickup truck. It bolted right in place.
But it's a dual pot master, so it's
yeah,
not a single circuit.
Little dinky master about that long.
Yeah.
One little pot. I said, nah, I don't want that. So I went this way. That works out great. Of course, car show last week, they were making fun of my dryer hose.
Hey, cold air is cold air.
That's it. I told them, I said it works.
What do we have going on here?
That is a Moroso cool can, which is, there again, old school drag racing.
Yeah.
All old carburetors, when they start getting hot, they vapor lock. The cool can, you put ice in, which would keep your fuel cool, which would then stop the vapor locking.
So there's a coil in there probably, and you put ice in there?
Yeah.
Awesome. That makes a lot of sense. So in between runs, your engine gets super hot, heats up the intake, boils fuel in the carb, and then your next run, you're vapor locked, unless you have this.
You put that in, put ice in it.
Yeah.
My 67 Z28, I had one of them in it.
Yeah.
And it made a lot of difference.
And then the engine, you haven't really broken open at all, right? You just made sure it ran and you threw it in?
Yep. This winter, I'll probably take it apart. I'm going to change the heads on. I'm going to put a cam in it.
Now this is a 403 Olds, so can you put like higher compressor Olds 350 heads on it?
Yeah,
they bolt together.
That's what I want. I want the 350 heads, 5A, which then brings the compression up to where it should be.
Because this is probably like 8-to-1 or something silly.
Yeah, something stupid. Put the heads on, put the cam on it, and what I've read, it'll bring it up to about 310 horse, which is plenty for this little bitty body.
It does burnouts and has fun.
Yeah, I don't need to attract the police.
It might if you open those side pipes up.
Yeah, it probably would. Of course, all gassers got to have a little tank up front.
And what's the story on this? Did you make it?
That's where they put their racing fuel in. A lot of them, they would run a little bit of gas, a whole lot of half gas.
Yeah.
Which brings the octane way up.
Right.
I bought the tank off eBay, I think for 50 bucks. Didn't have any brackets, so I fabricated my own brackets, bolted to the bumper.
Tell me about your parachute here too.
Parachute I bought off eBay just because I wanted the parachute on the back of my car. It doesn't have a parachute in it. It's got a piece of foam in it.
Looks mean. I know a lot of people are going to have questions about it.
Yeah, it gets the point across.
Yeah, it does.
Passing it off as a garage find or a barn find, 35, 40 years.
Heck yeah. And the whole car is original paint?
Yep. Other than interior where I repainted.
So yeah, we talked about diamond plate here.
Yep. Diamond plate on the floor.
Then you repainted the dash.
Yeah, I repainted the dash and the doors. There's something you don't see every day.
Is it a build sheet?
The build sheet.
Oh yeah. Very cool. And where did you find the build sheet?
Under the back seat.
Yeah.
Before I threw it away.
Awesome.
Side glass is flat. I was able to tint all them. Had the windshield out because I wanted to put new rubber in it. But as we were putting it in, I tapped the rubber to pop it in, and I cracked the windshield. So I've got a new windshield ordered. Should be in the next week or so. And then
Sun Pro tack.
Yep.
Got the glitter steering wheel as you should.
Tried to match my red windows.
Yeah.
I'd like to say a huge thank you to my neighbor Joe for spending a Saturday morning with me to film this car. I hope to see you next time on Riggs Garage.